Hey everybody!
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Magandang umaga, magandang hapon, magandang gabi.
Hey.
All right. We love you guys.
We thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you for joining us. For those, if this is your first time, I am Chris,
And I'm Melba.
and we are Chris and Melba.
Yes. Yeah, Chris and Melba.
Married and in love.
Yay.
Thank you for joining us. And to all of those, we want to thank especially our new subscribers, all of our people that you've commented, shared, questions. Thank you so much, everyone, for being on this journey with us as we grow as a channel. And
we're growing slowly, but
slowly,
we're growing.
Yeah, and we appreciate it.
And we appreciate it. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, we thank everybody. Maraming salamat po. And we have some new subscribers, and we thank you. And we should shout out the people from Bahrain.
Hey, Bahrain, how are you? And while we're
that.
while we're at it, we want to thank, because we do have subscribers in other places. We thank you, Australia, UK, Canada,
and of course our loyal and very supportive community from the good old USA. Hey, hey.
And we don't forget about you, Philippines. We see you.
We see you. Maraming salamat po.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And mga kababayan ko, nais kong malaman niyo that we are grateful. It's just this is a rap song actually from the late Francis Magalono, which is like the first rapper. I don't know, but he's one of the famous rappers in the Philippines way, way, way long time ago. So just says that to my countrymen, I just want you to know that we are grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes.
So today, what are we talking about? We're going to be talking about the rules of marriage. And guess what? There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. We found out so many, there's so many experts online.
Yeah. And
according to our research.
Everybody's got their take on what marriage should contain, what it entails. And man, we
have encountered so many rules.
We've got so many C's and R letters and numbers. And I mean, just to name a few, you've got the 3 C's, the 8 C's, the 5 A's,
the 4 R's,
rule of 5-to-1 rule, 2-2-2 rule, 10-minute rule in marriage, 80-20 rule. There's
7-7-7.
7-7-7 rule.
There's probably one that's 7-11 there.
Yeah.
But today, because there's so many, today we are just going to talk about the C's.
Yes.
That will help our marriage thrive or be successful.
Specifically, we have the 3 C's, the 5 C's, the 6 C's, and the 8 C's. Wow, that's a lot of C's. Alrighty, so let's just jump right into it. Okay, first we got the 3 C's. What are they, honey bun?
Alright, the 3 C's of marriage, or that will help our marriage work. Number 1 is communication.
No surprise there.
No surprise there.
Communication is key. And I hope in your marriages, those of you that are married, that you're communicating. For us, do we communicate a lot?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Communicate in everything we do.
I think so.
I think that's really for us, like personally. I mean, 2 of us personally. No, just kidding. 2 of us sees the communication is very important. We talk a lot, and we say that we always talk a lot, and that's why we're very good at talking to each other, talking with each other, because we've been talking since we got married. Since
before we got married. Since we were friends.
I think we started our life with talking.
Yeah.
Yes, because talking is a form, whatever you want to say, because you can't say it in person, you write it.
You write it.
That's why he said when I'm writing to him, it feels like I'm talking to him in person.
It did feel like a conversation. So
yes, it's like we're having a conversation in the letters. So our lives started with communication or conversation. So and I say this, I have said this, and I'm saying it again, that we can talk everything out. Okay?
Yes.
You cannot solve problems by yelling at each other. We cannot solve problems by throwing things at each other. We cannot solve problems by walking away. But you can always talk things out. And when you talk with the right intentions to solve the issue at hand. Talk in love, okay?
That's right.
And if you must, touch while you're talking, do so.
Yeah.
And if you must, kiss
Right
while
there.
you're talking.
To
But
me,
I
that
know-
speaks volumes, even more than words.
of course. But I know it is hard sometimes to be so gentle when you're not happy.
Yeah.
So if you have to take deep breaths, they said, the Bible says that be quick to listen, be slow to speak. Because it means when you're listening, you are calming yourself down and you get to understand the person more instead of just throwing all the words immediately,
Yeah.
It helps to communicate. You can talk. Just talk about everything. Don't even just talk to solve a problem. Talk to share about your feelings.
That's right.
Talk to share about your expectations. Talk to share about
your hopes and dreams.
your hopes and dreams, which we
Yeah.
do a lot. We are dreamers here.
Yep. When you've got a goal and you sharing that goal, moving forward together, that is so powerful.
Yes.
Yes.
And in our effort to talk a lot, sometimes this is funny and a little bit crazy for some people, but we talk a lot about it everywhere. When we're driving, we talk a lot. If I'm not snoring.
If she's not passed out when we're going somewhere.
Yes, but we talk in the car. We talk while we're in the kitchen, and we're in the kitchen a lot, and we're always most of the time together in the kitchen. Unless it's Saturday morning that I'm still trying to sleep or, researching things. And my husband is in the kitchen doing the breakfast. He likes Saturday morning breakfast.
Yeah.
So, but as soon as I'm over there, we talk.
Yeah.
And in the kitchen. And when we're in the living room, we talk.
Yeah.
We talk everywhere. We talk in our bed.
We talk in the
We
bed.
talk while I'm in bed and he's working.
We talk while she's at work. and
Oh yeah, that's one
somewhere
thing
else.
that's funny too. We talk while I'm at work at lunch. I make it a habit that I call him at lunchtime when I'm free because he's working at home, so he doesn't know most of the time, what I'm doing, or I'm free. Although he probably knows it now because it's been a habit. I just moved from
Yeah.
one part of the school to a different campus, so I have a different schedule from last year. But now I call him every time I go to lunch at a certain time, different from last year. And by the time I call my husband, I'm in the toilet. Because I have to eat very quick. My lunchtime is actually short. So I have to eat quick, and while I'm eating, I'm having conversations with people in the table, And I try to make it a habit that I'm not on my phone or whatever while I'm with people. So I put my phone down. And as soon as I'm done eating, I go to the toilet to relieve myself before I go back to work again. But while I'm in the toilet, guess what I do? I call my husband. And there we are talking while I'm in the toilet.
And sometimes.
Guess what?
Yeah, go ahead, say it.
Guess what, Daddy? Guess what, everybody? Guess where he is while I'm talking to him for many times or sometimes.
I'm on the toilet.
He's in the toilet too.
Again, I'm sorry, everybody. TMI.
So we take our break as a time to communicate with each other. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of maybe it will help you if you say I don't have time. No, you have time. Go to the toilet. You're in the toilet. Call your husband.
You'll
That's the
find
time.
time. Yep, you'll find time. What's this next one?
I
honey?
know it's
What's
too
the
long on
next
that
C?
issue. Okay. Next one is compromise.
Compromise.
So
Well, as far as compromise, I
think the reason why it comes up because in a marriage there's two people, individual people, unique people who are never the same.
Yes.
So there are times that you're gonna have to compromise, and because you and I are we have the same belief most of the time. We listen and read the same Bible, so we have the same beliefs. So the compromise is not literally the most important things. The compromise is on the less important things, because the most important things we kind of have the same values.
That's
and
right.
same
It's
beliefs
all
in
on
life.
little things,
And so example of these things that we can kind of compromise in our marriage is what?
Movies. Like, I will watch a romance movie with her, love story with her, and she'll watch my action movies.
All right. And then we did action after that. Now,
Yeah,
after
and then
watching
we
the
do
romance.
action, and then we combine the two together after that.
Yeah, okay. And then what else do we compromise?
Let's see. What else did we compromise in?
I don't remember much, but
I don't know, little
that's just the
things.
one that comes up
Yeah,
in my brain right
yeah.
now. The compromise, but to say that is the compromise is in the little things that doesn't really matter as much, So
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
What's
And
the last C on this
The
one?
last C on the 3 C's is commitment.
Commitment.
So
Again, a no-brainer with that one.
yes,
You know that you have to be committed.
yes, you don't come in, and most people do come into marriage with, or all have that idea of commitment, or maybe some people got been married with a shotgun.
Those are far and few between. Or maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, but commitment is I think most people do go into marriage
with that.
with that mindset of being committed. But then it's another thing to actually stay committed. So there's a lot of things you can do to stay committed too,
And I know, knowing that too, is people come into marriage knowing that the vows in the marriage, when you get officiated by a pastor or priest or whatever, is mostly like for sickness and in health, for
Yeah.
richer, for poorer, till death do us part. It means it's long lasting. That's a commitment. You
And I don't
need
think a lot of
commitment to
people
that.
think about that. I mean, when you look at, this is a little bit off topic, but divorce rates, especially in this country, but not just in this country, but around the world, that people, when times get tough, that's when people decide to separate. And really, if you take those vows to heart,
That's when you need to
That's-
stick with each other
that's when you
because
need
you
to-
made that vow. So.
yeah. So commitment is very important.
Yes. All right. So moving on to our 8 C's.
We're gonna go straight to the 8 C's. There is there's a 5 C's and there's a 6 C's and we don't have to go through all of them, but yeah, there's a lot of C's. A lot of these are, as you can probably guess, will repeat.
Yes. So now in the 8 C's, there's some things in here that's not the same as the C's, but compassion is one of them.
Mhm.
So it says compassion, curiosity, calmness, clarity, courage, connectedness, confidence, and creativity. So none of the ones that are here in 3 C's are here actually in
That's a
this one.
So the 8 C's is completely different from the 3 C's.
All right. So
Imagine that.
this is compassion. I think aside from being, we are required to be compassionate to people around us, not just in our relationship, in our husband or wife.
Absolutely.
So it is important to be compassionate because we fail many times. We're people, we're human, we make mistakes.
That's right.
And sometimes we don't make mistakes, but we does things that are wrong.
That's right.
Because we can't control ourselves.
You gotta have
So,
compassion, be able to forgive. and
Yes,
all
we
that,
need to be
and-
able to feel for other people,
Yeah.
like when they're suffering, So it's important to have compassion with one another.
That's right.
Like, when your husband is sick, it's good to take care of them, Don't just like, here, take care of yourself.
Oh, that's right. I'm
You're a
busy.
big man.
You're a big man. You can do
No, baby the man, come on.
that. Can I have some chicken soup, please, honey bun?
Or Melba soup.
And get me some hot cocoa and put the little marshmallows in it that I like.
Yes, so it's important to have.
We can be such babies.
No, it's okay to be a
No.
baby sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need somebody to shower you with so much love,
Oh, yes.
And
Yeah, we
love
do.
comes in so many different ways. Sometimes it comes in a hot chocolate with marshmallows on them,
Yeah.
Or sometimes it comes with Reese's peanut butter.
Or sometimes it comes in lingerie and fishnet stockings.
That's the one you like. Okay, so next
Okay.
one is curiosity. I don't know why it's here, but what do
Oh.
you think, hon?
Oh, curiosity. What could I be curious about? I'm curious about some things. What's you got on under there?
What are you wearing under there, honey? What are you wearing under there? Or are you wearing something under
Yeah,
there?
are you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes I'm pleasantly surprised.
Okay, all right. Yes,
Okay.
but honey,
Yes.
just to be curious,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a belly button? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. But anyway, I think curiosity maybe seriously. Maybe sometimes you need to figure out certain things. Like you need to be like aware of a lot of things, and the things that you don't know, you kind of need to know. So
Right.
ask, right?
Yes.
Right? Maybe. Oh, hon, by the way, would you like it if I put my hands around you,
Yeah.
or would you like me to hold your hand? And that's one of the things I told my husband one time,
Yeah.
because sometimes, because his hands is very weighty. It's heavy, and if he puts his arms around me for a long, long time, it might, give a little strain on my shoulder, right? So it's like, or when he holds my hand. So my husband's hands and his fingers are a little bit bigger than mine.
A little bit.
So
Yeah.
when we hold our hands together for a long time, I feel like my fingers are getting tired because it gets crushed.
I'm crushing her hand.
So I would tell him when it happens, how can you please put your arms around me instead for now, because my fingers are suffering a little bit. So
Yeah.
these are the things that you need to, be curious about, or you need to know,
Yeah.
and if the person is not telling you. So curiosity, or maybe what else can we do that you
Yeah.
know that
Is there anything that I can do to
no
make things?
no stop.
Okay.
Okay, next one is calmness. Why? What do you think?
Well, I think with calmness, I think marriage is supposed to be an area of peace in your life. So obviously, talk calmly to your spouse. Never raise your voice. This is probably speaking a lot to the argument thing about having arguments, but when you communicate, do it in calmness.
Do it in
And
calmness.
because marriage should be a place of peace. When the world is going to get crazy, so but just because the world around you is crazy doesn't mean that your marriage also needs to be crazy, and it shouldn't be. It should be a place of peace, calmness, sanctity.
And I think it's also it can also be applied in areas where you're struggling, right? Sometimes, let's say, like example testimony, we have our children going on a mission trip, and we really came into that in faith because we don't have the money to send them to another country, and we have to raise that money. And if the money is not raised, we don't really have money to cover it up, right? So, but we came in there in faith, and in the middle of the fundraising, we came in late because we were not supposed to go because it was filled already.
Yeah.
So, but they said, well, some people sometimes back up. So a few months later, some people backed up, and they said, okay, you guys can go. Now we went, but we're like few months behind from the fundraising. So, and then we started, and we don't have family here, and we have a lot of friends, but not necessarily all our friends have money too. May not have money too, So, and their children are going too. So, the effort is not as quick as we want it to be. But few months later, when it was almost time for a deadline, and we are still way behind, they told us that we can quit. We don't have to go if we can't really come up with the money, because it's thousands and thousands of money. So now we said, no, if God opened that door, He's just gonna make it happen. And he said, if it's will, it's His bill, right? So now we said, okay, no, we're gonna try. And then a few days before the deadline, somebody came up and just put that big, humongous amount of money there to cover the gap. So praise the Lord, hallelujah.
Yep.
It's so like situations like that, you kind of like not panic and things like that. So your faith and trust in God is very important too in when it comes to calmness, I think.
Yeah.
And the Bible also says that a soft answer turns away wrath.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it means when you're dealing with a lot of quiet of loud noise or struggles or whatever around you, anything that's negative, it should be faced with faith.
That's right.
And with calm, knowing that all things work together for your good, and that God knows what's best for you, and He's working for you.
That's
so,
right.
Hey, there you go.
So what else we got here?
Clarity.
Clarity.
I think it's also clarity is probably knowing what you want from each other, what you need
Yes,
from each
I
other,
think
what is each other's strength, and
right.
and
knowing the purpose that you're in that marriage to do something, and so you need to have clarity in the direction that you want to move your family.
yes, in clarity in how you discipline your children, in clarity in how you want to manage your money.
That's right.
I think these are things when it comes to clear. So just to make it clear, honey, okay?
Yes.
When I am tired, there is no sex.
Okay, I think there's clarity on that there will be sex. We have it clear that weekend nights are reserved for loving.
Just weekend nights, nothing in the middle. Yay!
Oh, with a clause that if it's a holiday.
All right. Anyway, next is courage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Courage. I think, I don't know.
courage to ask when.
We
Hon, I
always
know
gonna
you're
use
tired.
that. Come on. I think also we
Sorry.
also have to be courageous in saying if you feel like your partner is doing things that you don't appreciate, but you be courageous to say it.
Right.
It's also maybe be courageous to dream.
Yeah.
You know, or be courageous to stand doing the right thing even though the rest of the people around you are not doing the right thing.
Courage to do what's hard. Some things you may have to do that will be a benefit to you and your partner or to the family, and you may not want to do it, but you know you should do it. And
Yes, and I think
courage
you're
in that.
very courageous because this is not a normal man over here. He's standing alone, or as far as I know, in doing a lot of things. He doesn't go out. When he goes out, his family is with him. He doesn't watch sports he watch championship game. That's it, and we are there with him, or I'm with him. So very courageous man too.
don't
And
do
then-
men's
and then-
night out really.
Yes, and then I'm doing the same thing too, though.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but most of the time, our friends come to our house.
Yeah.
And they're all our friends. My friend is his friend, and his friend is my friend. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like just his friend coming and they hang out. No,
Right.
we hang out. So there you go. And another one is connectedness. How are we connected, Daddy?
We're connected, heart to heart,
Hand to hand,
hand to hand,
leg to leg.
body to body.
The two shall become one.
That's
See,
right.
we need to be connected with each other.
There you go.
But seriously, what do you think? Why
Yeah.
do you say connected?
I think they mean connected, being like-minded. You have to be of the same thought process, and this goes to. I mean, I'm looking at this kind of. I think a lot of this is worldly, but I mean, really, you can connect that to God.
This is not just worldly. This
But
is
no.
just
Yeah, what I mean is basic. These are basic relationship things. You can probably apply a lot of these not only to marriage but to
Yes, to every relationship
every
that we have.
relationship.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the connectedness that's all you can say?
Well, what do you think of when you think of connectedness?
I don't know.
Other than what
I think
said?
maybe becoming one, that
Yeah.
your soul connected to each other. So
Your soul, your like-mindedness, your spirits.
yes. Yes, there's gonna be a connection in there, know.
There's no connection, no relationship.
The circuit is broken.
Circuit.
Okay, so next one is confidence.
Confidence.
Why? Why do you think it's here?
I think because it begins with C.
I think confidence in such a way that we trust each other,
Yes.
and I have confidence that you are going to be faithful to me, and I have
Yes.
confidence that you have
You have
confidence that I'm going to be faithful to you,
Confidence in the right thing.
we have confidence in each other, and we have
Yes.
confidence that this is going to last because we made a decision to make it last,
Right.
by the grace of God. That is our intention.
Yes.
So next is creativity. Yeah, I think
Well-
you need to be creative in
Not the same old moves. Here we go. Here we go.
No, I accuse you of going there, and then there I am. So I'm so sorry. Yes,
Let
you
it be
did.
known. Let the record show that she went there first.
You don't have to say that because it's recorded. All right. No, creativity. I think that we have to be open to each other's creative expression.
Yeah, and I think it also means just being creative in how we express our love for each other, and doing different things, to be creative, to keep doing different things to keep the spark alive. Like, if you don't go on a date night, let's go on a date night. Or if you go, let's go to someplace different. Let's try to find something else that will, or do some new experience that we may both enjoy that will benefit our marriage.
Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, or be creative. Like we're green today.
Yeah.
I did not intend to make it green.
Yes, you want to do green? And we used to do that too a lot. Early in our marriage, we used to wear the same things. And I
We
know
match.
there's probably a lot of people that are like,
But it's okay. Today I was just looking at my thing and I did not realize you were wearing this, but you wanted to take it off. I said, oh, maybe, but because you got dirt in there. So. But it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, so creativity. Next one, we're moving on to 5 C's, right?
5 C's.
5 C's, this is a common thing here from the other one before.
And
5 C's, communication is still here, which is we already discussed. Commitment is already here, you know. But I don't think I said about, you know, when I used to, no, not used to. I keep singing a song to you when we talk about, honey, don't worry, you're stuck with me, you know.
Yeah.
So I would always sing his song to him. Is that Lionel Richie?
Lionel Richie, yeah.
Stuck on you, got this feeling deep down in my soul that I just can't lose. Guess I'm on my way.
Oh, baby.
Needed a friend. And the way I feel, I guess I'll stay with you till the end.
Yes, I'm on
Yes,
my way. All right, great song.
So I'm going to stay with you at the end. I
Yeah.
always comfort him with that song, you know. So
Yeah.
we're stuck with each other. But we love being stuck with each other.
Yes.
Yeah. Not that.
And stuck on each
Yeah,
other.
yeah. Oh my goodness. We are not nice. Okay.
We are a little bit naughty. I'm sorry.
Next one is compassion, which is already there. Next one is compatibility.
Compatibility.
Sorry.
You can get it.
Compatibility.
Huh?
Compatibility. There you go. And compatibility. Yes, I think it's important to marry somebody you're compatible with,
That's right.
because when you don't do things, when you don't believe in the same thing, don't
Yeah.
like the same thing, it's probably gonna be a lot of compromise.
And
So the less compromise you have in the marriage, the better.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a saying that says that opposites attract. I don't really believe that.
I think in the
I mean,
beginning, maybe there's a
in the
challenge.
yeah, there's a
and-
challenge. You see something different. It's attractive, you know, but to stay, you know, especially in a marriage which was supposed to be forever, I think the opposite thing just doesn't work. So yeah, compatibility is big.
Yes.
Yeah.
And next one is chemistry.
Chemistry.
Hey, a lot of
Yeah.
people say we have very good chemistry. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I think chemistry comes from being familiar with each other and from being comfortable and secure with each other.
I mean, and that can happen. You always hear about chemistry, people
See,
meeting
I
the first
created,
time.
look, I created C's.
Yeah.
Out of the blue, look at that. Thank you, Lord. Compatible chemistry comes from being comfortable and what was that? Did I say?
Comfortable and
Secure.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, that
Anyway.
doesn't start with C.
But I'm talking about what do you call that? Comfortable.
Yes, comfortable. Yes,
When you're comfortable with somebody, the chemistry will just come out.
that's right.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's our 5 C's. Next one is what?
There's a 6
There's
C's.
a 6 C's, but it's the same thing. It has communication, commitment, compassion, compatibility, and chemistry. But then they also added community. So
Yeah, I don't get that one.
no, but I think
No.
this is a community.
Yes.
And then I think we also have. I think it revolves around people supporting you. So your
Yeah,
community
that's
around.
true. That's true. Because marriage in itself, when you have other people supporting you, that can only help. So
Yes, that can only help. So make sure that the community around you is a positive influence around you. You know?
That's right.
Okay. Or if not, then maybe you can be the positive influence to them. All right. So
they've got all of these
C's.
C's. So what about us? What do we take from these different rules of marriage? Well,
Well, we look at in the Bible, and we look at just one scripture, and this is in Genesis chapter 2, verse 24 and 25. And it says, "For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother, and cling to his wife, or cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one. And the man and his wife were both naked." And they were not ashamed.
I am not ashamed.
Yes, you're not ashamed. You're shameful. Anyway, so I think it's in this scripture we can base. I heard a preacher say a lot about this scripture, and they said about your first relationship before you get married, that's the most important, or that's the top priority, is your relationship with your parents.
Yes.
But once you get married, your priority transfers to your marriage.
Right.
Because you leave your mother and your father and you be one with your wife.
And it doesn't mean that you forsake your parents, of course, and that they just take a different, lower priority.
Yes,
But
you just transfer the top priority to your marriage. So, and I think everything that we do that is important, we have to put our priority on it.
Yes.
And I think in our lives, as we grow from, baby all the way to the end, like majority of our time is with our parents, and then, but our relationship with our husband or our marriage, and if you get married with just one person, that is the most time you're going to spend with somebody. The most important relationship is with your husband or your wife. And then your children, of course.
Yeah.
But biblically, your marriage is more important than being a wife is more important actually than being a mother.
Yeah.
So some people might have a problem with that, but
I mean, a lot of times you get married, once you have kids, you spend time with each other, but then once the kids come, you put all of your time towards the kids. But the Bible actually says that we have to put our marriages even before our children.
Yes. And
which I know
let
can be tough.
the children kind of know that your marriage is priority. It's not as saying that you are not important. It's just that if mommy and daddy are doing something, you might have to take a back seat and wait for a minute, okay? Why do you always have to go there? Although that's something we have to discuss too, because sometimes when we tell our children, okay, mom and daddy are going to do something, even now and they're already 18, they already know.
That's a whole nother video. It's a whole nother video.
But they have to know that there are things in life that are important, and sometimes you just have to wait before we deal with that. We have to deal with this first before we have to deal with that. Okay, so marriage first. In where your priority is, that's where you're gonna put a lot of effort in, and marriage is important.
Yes,
it's the top priority. Okay.
Yeah.
Next one is you cleave with your wife, or you unite with your wife, and they said that cleaving is kind of, I got it from this preacher. It says that cleaving is like you're working for each other.
Yes. Clean.
So you work together.
Yes.
So when you work together, that your marriage is stronger because you are working together for that marriage.
Yes.
And the next one is you become one flesh.
Yes.
So when you become one flesh, it means you kind of belong to each other.
There.
Yes, we are one, but
you
kind of belong to me and I belong to you.
I'm yours. Take me, hon.
Yes. Okay. This is all mine.
And this is all mine.
All this beef? No. Anyway, and they said that marriage is not meant for dominant people.
That's right.
There should not be one person that dominates the whole marriage. It should be shared.
Shared. Everything is shared.
Like the things that we do, my husband, we do a lot of things together. And we are in the kitchen and we share whatever. When he was working in the office, it takes him so long to go to the office and coming home. So he comes home way later, and I work too, but I come home earlier. So when I come home, I start dinner. Now that he's home, when I come home, dinner is already started too, or sometimes it's already done. And then I help him clean up, or the children will help us with the kitchen, or when they don't have tests or a lot of responsibilities in school, they do the dishes. Yeah. But when finals are coming or there's a lot of work, we do the dishes together. If I wash the dishes, he puts it in the dishwasher. Yeah. That's funny. That's where we dry our dishes, in the dishwasher.
That's right.
We wash it with our hands because we want our children to learn to wash dishes when they were younger. Right. And we want them to have that chore and responsibility in keeping the household. They're not there fully yet, but they know.
Wait for the day.
Anyway, so we share a lot of responsibilities together. We share disciplining our children together, and we have meetings a lot. You know,
Yeah.
when there's some issues that needs to talk about, or when we hear something in the church or in the sermon, and we feel like our kids might benefit from this, we would talk to them about it, and we
Yeah.
talk to them together. And sometimes, most of the time, we go grocery shopping together, four of us. Sometimes the kids say, "Oh, it's too boring to
I don't
go
wanna
grocery
go.
shopping.
So they want to go wait in the car. And,
Can we just stay in the car?" So sometimes we let them, but sometimes they go ahead and they go with us and they pick up their needs for the house, and then they go back to the car.
yeah, and they leave.
And they leave. I don't know why, but I feel like it's hot.
Oh, yeah.
It's Georgia weather. Sometimes it's hot,
crazy.
sometimes it's cold. But anyway, so and the last one is, it says that the husband and the wife were both naked, and they are not ashamed.
I'm sorry to keep. It's not me. It's the Bible. Keep bringing it back.
I don't know why the Bible kept reinforcing it to my husband. That being part of marriage is nakedness.
Obey the Bible.
Don't use that, because there's a lot of people who
No.
have done a lot of not nice things following the
that's
Bible.
True. That's true. No. They're taking it
Some
in the
people
wrong
have
context.
enslaved men,
Yeah.
and they said they were obeying the Bible. So anyway, that's
And-
about it.
So yeah. So basically, we went through all these C's: 3 C's, 5 C's, 8 C's.
And it's
6
getting
C's.
so long. We
And there's
thought
so
they're gonna be
many.
20 minutes.
But for us, there's really only one C, and it covers all of this:
And what is that, Daddy?
Christ.
Yes.
When you put God in the center of your marriage, all this stuff just happens. And you're just trying to follow Him, all this stuff will just fall into place.
Because when you follow Christ, you follow the law of love. And when you follow the law of love, you do everything for the sake of that person. You do everything to show that you love that person. So you will serve them, you will help them, you will pray for them, you will support them, you will forgive them, you will be patient with them, you will be kind to them, you will dream with them. You do all that good stuff when you have love in your heart.
Yeah.
And the driving force of love in your heart is the Christ in your heart. And for me, I only need Christ, and I need another C in my marriage. My Chris. There you go. My Christ and my
My
Chris.
Chris.
My two best friends. That's good enough for me.
Amen.
Yay!
So thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching this video. We hope that you will continue to like, subscribe, share, comment.
Comments, ask questions, and suggest.
Yes.
Please suggest.
We appreciate any suggestions you have. We love you guys.
And we thank you for your support and
Yep.
encouragement.
Yes.
Sometimes, like when I read or he reads, like, "Oh, Han, somebody says this, whatever," it encourages us. Because sometimes I feel like, what is the purpose why we're doing this? Sometimes, it's discouraging when, we have not grown. In 2 weeks, we have not gained anything, any subscriber or something. But the same way the same approach I use, that I have to use, even though sometimes it's hard. Like during the pandemic, I have asked God, what do you want me to do for the kingdom? Is there anything I can do without the need of other people, but I still be doing something for the kingdom? And I started making verses using photographs and verses. So I read the Bible every day, and I read each chapter, and I find a verse to do that day. And sometimes I use the verse that some people may not put in social media. So, but I did that, and I continue to do it. So I've been doing it for a few years, and it's good to do something for the kingdom. So it's like, okay, it doesn't matter if I don't have, because I've been in Instagram putting all these verses every day for the most part. And I don't really have a lot of, people following me. Yeah, I probably have 30 people in there for almost 3 or 4 years. So as a case, I'm doing it for Jesus.
Right.
I'm doing this because I can do it, and it might help other people, because there's some people who keeps coming back, only a few of them, but they're waiting for it every day, So I kind of have to approach the same. What can I do for the kingdom? Maybe we can help people by, I don't know exactly, but maybe helping them with marriage or relationship, or just living life as a follower of Christ. And there are some struggles that we might be able to help them with, or we are struggling that maybe we can share how we're handling the struggles and things like that. So, and we're just going to do it anyway, whether we have people out there who benefits from it or who supports us or whatever. But I know there are some. But I have to constantly remind myself that I'm not doing this. That I'm doing this for the kingdom.
Yes.
For the eternal purpose.
Right.
So continue. Press on. It's like when you're doing the right thing, you do it the right thing whether other people are doing it or not.
Yes.
You do the right thing whether people are watching or not. You do the right thing whether you get praise or not. So, anyway.
Thank you again. Thank
Sorry.
you, everybody.
Oh my God, it's 40 minutes.
All right.
I'm so sorry.
We love you guys.
Oh my goodness.
Take care. Peace.
Peace. God bless you all. And remember, keep on loving because love
Never fails.
Yes. Thank you. God bless you, man. God bless.